Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to be talking about the season premiere of Law and Order SVU. I'm filming this on Thursday, but I won't be posting it until tomorrow. So it's last night's season premiere. This is season 19 of SVU, and for those of you that watch, you know that last season was disappointing, to say the least. They have a new showrunner this year, which I was super excited about because this guy is part of the Law and Order franchise. He's been part of the Law and Order franchise for years, so things were looking up. I'm just gonna go ahead and dive in. So we open with Finn in Cuba picking up this Byron Marks guy. First of all, from the trailer, I guess, or the sneak peek, if you would, I was under the impression that this would get a little more screen time. I didn't think it was going to happen at the very beginning of the episode, but regardless, I guess the whole episode wasn't necessarily Finn going to Cuba to get this guy. It was them trying to prosecute him. So I was a little disappointed. I thought this was going to be a Finn-centric episode. Turns out it wasn't, but it didn't totally ruin the episode for me. So then we get a shot of Olivia and Noah walking to school, and Noah says something about he wishes Lucy was his mom instead of Olivia. Pretty hurtful thing, but kids say crappy things sometimes. Kids say hurtful things sometimes. They don't mean to be hurtful, they're kids. So anyway, then the crosswalk, she gets a phone call, and they get the little walkie guy, and so Noah starts walking in a cab, telling you the yellow ones don't stop in New York. A cab almost runs Noah over and she yanks him back. The minute that they focused on Liv's hand around his arm, I knew it was going to spell bad news, and I was right. So the case itself, which in theory is what every episode should focus on, it should focus on the case and not the characters, but the case itself I thought was done kind of choppy, almost like it was a last minute thing where they just kind of threw it together. Pretty much the whole episode is mainly about Olivia and Noah. But let's talk about the case first. So the case is Byron Marks has raped 3 women, and he had fled to Cuba. Finn kidnapped him to bring him back, and now they basically have only one woman who is willing to testify to put him behind bars. Again, this was done really, really choppy, just really choppy, which is a shame because Amy Smart was guest starring. She is fantastic. I love Amy Smart. And they had a real opportunity to really come out with a bang, and for me that didn't really come out with any kind of bang. I mean, Barbara's always entertaining, and the guy that they had playing the defense attorney, if I'm not mistaken, it was the same actor who played Genzel in season 15 or 16. I don't remember for sure, but it's the same actor, which I thought was kind of funny. He was also very entertaining. It was kind of refreshing to see a defense attorney that wasn't just all serious. The case, it wasn't well put together. It just wasn't. And I am of the opinion that every SVU episode should be centered on the case. With little sprinkles of, the characters' personal lives, or detectives or lieutenant, their personal lives kind of on the side. Those are supposed to be the sprinkles on top. This time it was a story about Olivia and Noah, and the case was the sprinkles on top. But it just doesn't work with that formula. It just doesn't. She gets called into his school, where his teacher explains that Noah has told the school nurse that Olivia gave him the bruises, which is technically true. But then all of a sudden it becomes this critical, judgy eye from the teacher looking at Olivia, and Olivia trying to defend herself. Look, I get it. Teachers are supposed to report incidences like this. It happens all the time. Kids fall all the time. My son just last week fell on the playground and has a scrape on his forehead from the fall. I mean, hell, the day before, his cousin headbutted him in the eye. He had a swollen eye. So it's a little much that after one bruise, just one bruise, that they are going ahead and pressing child abuse charges based on no real evidence other than what Noah says and what the teacher saw, which was nothing because it didn't happen on school grounds. Things that bothered me. Finn didn't get a whole lot of screen time. I mean, yeah, he got a pretty good amount of screen time, but again, from the sneak peek, the promotional trailer that they released, I was under the impression that this was going to be a Finn-centric episode. And that made me super excited because we don't really get to see a whole lot of Finn. We haven't had a Finn-centric episode since, I'm pretty sure since the 1.0 days, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. But we haven't had a Finn-centric episode in a really long time. And that was exciting because Ice-T does an amazing job as Finn Tutuola. He really does. So then at the end of the episode, Amy Smart has told Byron Marks' wife her story and basically what happened to her. And that's enough for the wife to say, you know what, I'm not going to testify. I can't believe he did this. I am going back to Cuba. And you guys can try him all you want. Have at it. And then at the very end, we have a nice scene between Liv and Noah. She's asking him if he wants ice cream. And then the doorbell rings. And who is it but Brian Cassidy? I freaking love Dean Winters. I love him. And I love him as Brian Cassidy. I think it's incredible the growth that character has had from season 1 to how he is now. It's just crazy. But it was just weird how they brought him in though. Because the last time we checked up with Brian Cassidy, if I'm not mistaken, he was with IAB. Now all of a sudden he was retired and he was living in Florida and now he's out of retirement and working for the DA's office. Like, I think they could have really uncomplicated that explanation. The last time we checked up with him, he was at IAB. So why not just have left him at IAB and said that, you know, I didn't really fit in with the rat squad or something like that. Something to justify his move from IAB to the DA's investigative unit. I mean, that just makes more sense to me. Why put him through 2 major life changes and only chalk it up in a sentence or 2? It just didn't make any sense. Also, what didn't make sense, why would they allow Olivia's ex-boyfriend to investigate her? These two used to go on regular trips to Fucky Town, and all of a sudden it's okay, 1PP is totally fine, the DA's office is totally fine with him investigating his ex-girlfriend? That just doesn't make any sense to me at all. There are dozens of investigators in the DA's office. Why him? I don't want this to come off like I'm bashing the character of Olivia Benson because I love Olivia Benson as a character. I've always loved Olivia Benson as a character. But there are other characters, and moreover, the focus of the episodes should be the case. And I just felt like in this episode, that wasn't the situation. The focus was not the case. The focus was Olivia with Noah, Olivia and her internal struggle between being a mom and being a lieutenant. Now, I'm sure every one of you have already heard that Brooke Shield is going to be coming on, I think in like 2 or 3 episodes. And this mysterious, we don't know who she is role. I love Brooke Shields. I was really excited to hear that she was going to be a regular on SVU because she's fantastic. But I'm really, really disappointed that it's once again something to do with Noah. I get it. You want to give Olivia Benson new challenges. You want to make her grow even more as a character. I get it. But there are other ways to do that. Bringing her in as Noah's, I'm guessing it's going to be Noah's aunt. Some people speculate grandmother. I personally think Brooke Shields looks way too young to be a grandmother. And especially to have mothered Johnny D. She's just way too young, in my opinion. So I am guessing that it's going to be either Johnny D's sister or maybe Johnny D's aunt. Even that is a little far-fetched. My guess is going to be she's Noah's biological aunt. But we've already seen struggles with Noah. We've already seen Liv grow through struggles with Noah. I would have liked to have seen Brooke Shields come in as the new captain of SVU, because that would have challenged Olivia in a different way that we haven't seen before. The last time a captain came in and kind of knocked her out of the office, she wasn't in the office for very long. At this point, she's been in that office for 2-3 years? So somebody coming in and outranking her and getting her out of the office and she's not leading the squad anymore, that would have been 10 times more interesting than something to do with Noah. And it would have messed with her professionally and personally, because again, she's been there for years at this point. The point is that they had a great opportunity to challenge Olivia Benson in a new way with Brooke Shields' character, and it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. Back to last night's episode, Wednesday's episode. Wednesday. Today's Thursday. Back to Wednesday's episode. It wasn't a terrible season opener. I did enjoy it. But again, the story was just really choppy. The only thing that was a cohesive, smooth story was Olivia and Noah's subplot. And I honestly, I don't think that was even a subplot. I wouldn't classify it as one because it took up a lot of screen time. It was almost just as much as the case. And the case was just so choppy. So choppy. So choppy. Some of the things I liked. I really liked that they had some footage of Finn in Cuba, even though they were really in Brooklyn. But they really did make it look like they were on Cuban soil. I really appreciated that a lot. It was kind of that next level of storytelling, even though the rest of the story was done very choppy. Seeing this battle, this internal battle with Olivia between being a good mom and being a good lieutenant. I was going to say detective, but she's a lieutenant now. Between being a mom and being a lieutenant. I think that's always going to be an interesting struggle because the older that Noah gets, the more aware he's going to be of his surroundings. And I think maybe this played into his reasoning for saying that he wishes Lucy was his mom, because Lucy's around all the time, Olivia's not. Another thing I loved about this episode, the courtroom scenes. I dig the courtroom scenes. I so dig the courtroom scenes. I think that every episode should be equal parts investigation, equal parts courtroom. And I love Rafael Barba as our ADA, and I hope he never leaves. That's another storyline that I'm super excited to see what they do with, but I'm not holding my breath. Do I think it was their best season opener? No. Not by far. Absolutely not. But do I think it was their worst? No. No. I do think they could have done better. Now, this could be chalked up to, the showrunner just got there. He's just getting out of the gate. So I'm going to do what I did last season. I'm going to give this guy a shot because that's basically what happened with Ricky. The season premiere was over and it really just, I guess because season 17 left us on such a high, just overwhelming emotions. Mike Dodds was gone. Barba was being threatened. Wait, threats? What threats? And I was just really excited to see where they would take those storylines. And it turns out that they didn't take them anywhere. In fact, I think they forgot they were waiting on the sidelines. But nonetheless, I gave Ricky a shot. And I said, all right, let's see where he goes this season. He didn't go pretty anywhere, really. He didn't. Now we have this new guy, Michael Chernukin. I think that's how you pronounce his name. They should really have a page where you can enter people's name and They give you, you know how when you look up a word in the dictionary, they give you the phonetic spelling to let you know how to pronounce it. They should do that with people's names, I think. Anyway, I'm going to give Michael Kernucken a shot and see where he takes this season. I am very excited that he's bringing back Jack McCoy because I freaking love me some Jack McCoy, and I am beyond excited to see him interact with Barba. Sam Waterston is literally one of the best ADAs I have ever seen in a Law and Order franchise, period. If not the best. Rafael Barba would probably be a close second. And then Stephanie March, who played ADA, Alex Cabot would probably... Actually, her and Barba might be tied because Alex Cabot was the shit. Also really excited that they're going to be bringing Philip Winchester into the mix. That's going to challenge Barba in some new ways. I'm really, really excited about that storyline. Again, the sass is going to be rampant. At least that's what I'm expecting. I'm expecting Rafael Barba to be at his sassiest, and I cannot wait for that. Things that I am hoping for this season. I really hope that they lay off of the Olivia storyline in every episode, just as far as how much airtime that gets. Again, not that I don't love Olivia Benson. I do. I just firmly believe that the star of the show should be the cases. So I really hope that every episode focuses more on the cases, and I really hope that they're tied together better than this one was, because this one was just so choppy. It was so choppy, and it wasn't satisfying. Even the happy ending where we know he's definitely going to do time, even with knowing that he's going to be doing double digits, it wasn't satisfying. It just wasn't satisfying. I hope we get to see more of the other characters, you know, Rollins and Carisi. I didn't really talk much about them in this video, and honestly, they were just kind of there out of convenience. At least that's what it felt like. They were there to fill in the blanks, and even that was just very shoddily done. I mean, Kelly Geddes and Peter Scanavino are capable of more than what I saw from them in this past episode. Like Sonny telling a victim, we can subpoena you. First of all, it was the first victim that you talked to, first of all. Secondly, I really don't think he would ever say that. I think Sonny, of all people, we've seen the most growth from him, but not in a good way. We've seen him completely do a 180 from his character when he first came on. I miss Nerdy Sonny. I really do miss Nerdy Sonny. I think that having him, you know, be that quirky, almost goofy guy was a really nice, light break from all of the drama and all of the seriousness. I thought it was really beneficial to have a character like that on there, and I'm really sad that they've taken him in a completely different direction. I mean, I get it. People go through things, they grow, they change, but it just seems like his change has been so radical, and we really didn't see the transformation of that. We just saw him from one extreme to another. I'm really just hoping that this season will be better than last season, because last season was, I mean, let's face it, that was a hot mess. I've been watching this show since season 1, episode 1. I've invested 18 years of my life thus far into this show. So, I mean, I'll be watching until it burns to the ground. Hopefully it won't for, you know, well, at least a few more years. But, I mean, I really hope that they get their act together. I really, really hope that, you know, he, again, gets his footing and is able to bring us really amazing episodes like I know that they are capable of. I think that's it, guys. Without me rehashing literally everything that I've just said, I'm really glad Dean Winters is back. I love Dean Winters, and I love him as Brian Cassidy. I think he's awesome, and I really hope that he's not underutilized this season. I don't know if he's going to be in the whole season, but hopefully they won't drag out this investigation of Liv, because I mean, come on. Regardless, I still love this show. I will still be watching every week on Thursdays because I don't have cable, so I will be watching on Thursdays when it airs on Hulu. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. And what do you guys think? What did you guys think of the Law and Order SVU premiere. Do you agree with some of the things I said? Do you agree with everything I said? Do you totally not agree at all with anything I said? I would love to hear from you, so let me know in the comments below. If you really liked this video and you want me to critique SVU every week, I would be more than happy to do so. Again, I love the show and I'll be watching it anyway. So if that's something that you guys would like me to do, go ahead and tweet me at @theamandawilmot. Once again, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. I post videos every Wednesday and Friday. Till next time, guys. Bye!